over it, but I got me a precept book, so on my first page I put like the title like precepts with like stuff saying like it's only for Israel, basically like Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Like some more stuff similar to that. It's showing that the Bible's only for Israel.
All right. Get I'm saying cut the L on shit. Yeah. It's hot as hell, man. Huh? Do it like 7. Cool though. All right. All right. Give me 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. Shalom, Lord Christ.
Second Ezra 64.
654.
Second Ezra 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
So now everybody comes from Adam. You understand? All the races on the earth comes from Adam. How do all the races of the earth come from Adam? Go ahead.
Noah.
Yeah, through Noah. You understand? So read on. So now this scripture right here, this is in 2nd Ezra. This is the prophet Ezra in the Old Testament. Ezra and Esdras is the same man. You understand? Go ahead. Now, this is a continuation of Ezra in the Old Testament. This is just a continuation of that. When you read Ezra, like I think the last chapter of the book of Ezra, it'll start like whatever chapter is last, and it'll end at like verse 3 in an incomplete thought. You understand? When you get to the Apocrypha, it'll pick up. It's either Ezra, I believe it's Esther. I'm confusing that with Esther is like that too in the Apocrypha. But Ezra, you understand? It's just like you got 1st Maccabees, 2nd Maccabees. Ezra is just like that. How you got 1st Ezra, 2nd Ezra in the Old Testament. It's all the same person. So now Ezra is having a conversation with an angel, and he's trying to convince this angel. He's confused about why Israel is in a low state and why heathens are ruling over him. So he tell the angel, I know all of us come from Adam. Go ahead.
Of him come we all. And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen, meaning the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read on.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
You understand? The world is made for the Israelites' sakes. Read on.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam.
So it's other people outside of the chosen people who is the nation of Israel, according to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. You understand? Read on.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
Thou hast said that they are what?
Nothing.
You understand? They are nothing to the Most High. Ezra is like, you said that they are nothing. You understand? Read on.
But be like unto spittle.
Spittle is spit. They like the spit that comes out of your mouth to the Lord. The other nations that was not chosen by the Most High. Read on.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Meaning he's liking the abundance. The abundance is all of them. If you gather all of them up, all of the heathen nations up together, they are like a drop that fall out of a vessel, meaning this is a vessel. You understand? A drop that fall, let's say you fill this all the way up to the top, and a drop fell out this vessel. Would you care about that drop? Nah, you wouldn't care about that drop. That's the same way the Most High feel about the heathens if you put all of them together.
That's right.
You know? Yeah.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing.
So these heathen, you understand, they have always had a reputation of being nothing. Go ahead.
Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
Now they're lords over us and they devour us. You understand? All because we went against the Most High and broke the Most High's covenant. I had a sister on Facebook say, well, I thought God was a forgiving God. You understand? God is a forgiving God, but he ain't no pushover. You understand? The Most High ain't no woman. He's a father. You understand? It's just like your mama. You can get away with stuff with your mama. Your mama, she a little bit more lenient on you than your father would be. You understand? The Most High, he got a spirit. He got a masculine spirit. You understand? He not no pushover. Yeah, he forgive us, but we still got to serve our punishment. You understand? The scriptures call the Most High a terrible power. We don't serve a God that's, all loving and forgiving and soft and cotton candy. We serve a terrible power, a God of war. You understand? Read on.
But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given unto their hands.
You understand? We give into the hands of the heathen. Now, us being given to the hand of the heathen don't justify the way that they treat us. You understand? We was just supposed to serve slavery. You understand? We was supposed to do our time serving slavery because our rightful position is to what? Rule the earth. You understand? We served the slavery, and these heathens took advantage of our being in our low state. You understand? All right, so that's another scripture you can add. Go ahead.
Isn't there one talking about the adoption?
The adoption.
Adoption promises and
yeah, it's Romans 9. Go to 4.
I'm gonna go to the one you said first.
Nah, it's gonna. I gotta go there anyway. Romans 9 and 4.
Romans 9, verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the power.
Somebody else give me Zechariah 1 and 15.
And the promises.
Read it again.
Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption?
Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the what?
The adoption.
Meaning the adoption. That's talking about us acting like Gentiles and being adopted back into the nation. You understand? Read on.
And the glory.
The glory belongs to only the Israelites. Read on.
And the covenants.
The Old Testament and the New Testament, the Old Covenant and the New Covenant only belongs to the Israelites. Read on.
And the giving of the law.
And the laws, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High only was given to the Israelites. Read on.
And the service of God.
In the service of God. You cannot be a servant of God. You can't serve God unless you're an Israelite. You can't be a priest unless you're an Israelite. You can't be a prophet unless you're an Israelite. Read on.
And the promises.
And the promises, meaning the promises that we gave, that we received, our land. You understand? Promises that we will rule the earth and come up out of this hell that we in under the boots of the white man. You understand? Those promises belong to the Israelites. You understand? That's another one. Read on.
Whose are the fathers, and of whom is concerning the flesh Christ came, who is over all.
Give me Matthew 15:24. Matter of fact, that's Romans 9 you was just in. Jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13. As it is written.
As it is written, meaning this is written in the Old Testament as well. Read on.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Jacob have I loved, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. The Lord loves Jacob. The Lord loves the so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Puerto Rican, Dominicans. You understand? And who?
Esau have I hated.
Esau, the so-called white man, the Lord's hate Esau, man. He hates Esau. You understand? This is one of the reasons why he hates Esau. Because earlier I said that, you understand, the way that we being treated under this slavery in America ain't justified just because we broke the laws of the Most High. Give me that scripture in Zechariah 1:15. Zechariah 1:15. You understand? This will show you how the Lord feel about how these heathens is treating us. Because a lot of people will say, look at your Trayvon Martins and your Eric Garners and your Mike Browns and say, well, it's our fault because we broke the commandments. You understand? But the scriptures say this. Read it when you got it.
Zechariah 1:15. I am very sore displeased with the heathen.
The Most High said he's displeased with the heathen. Go ahead.
That they are at ease.
That the heathen are at ease. The heathens are in their heaven. You understand? They come in our neighborhood, set up shops and open businesses in our neighborhoods, and they make all the money off of us and bring it back to their people. They at ease. Read on.
For I was but a little displeased.
Read on.
And they helped forward the affliction.
Meaning the Most High, he was a little displeased with Israel for breaking his laws, but the heathens helped forward our affliction. Meaning they took it too far. You understand? The white man, the Most High didn't tell the white man to use our children as alligator bait. You understand? The Most High didn't tell the white man to murder Tamir Rice. You understand? When he didn't do nothing but was playing with a toy gun. You understand? He didn't tell Mike Brown to get shot down by the white man. You understand? These heathens, they forwarded their affliction upon us when they saw the opportunity to. Read on.
16. Therefore, thus says the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercy.
All right, so drop that. Give me Matthew 15:24. And these is all scriptures that show you that the Bible was only for Israel.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Jump up a couple verses.
Then YAHANNA went thence and departed from the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman, a Canaanite, came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying,
So the scriptures say a woman, did it say Canaanite?
Canaan.
You understand? A woman of Canaan, meaning she was living in that land of Canaan. But this woman was a white woman. You understand? She was a Greek. Read on.
Have mercy on me.
So this woman came to Yahawashi and asked Yahawashi to have mercy on her being a heathen. Read on.
Thou son of David, my daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
You understand? Her daughter had a demon on her. Read on.
But he answered her not a word.
But Yahawashi ignored her because she was a heathen, man. You understand? Read on.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away.
So his disciples was like, hey, move around. Send this woman away. Get her away from Yahawashi. Read on.
For she cried after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
What does that mean?
Salah.
Go ahead.
Then he only coming to save his people.
That's right. You understand? He only come to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. A heathen woman, a white woman to be more specific, came to Yahawashi and sought mercy from him so he can heal her daughter. You understand? Yahawashi said, look, I'm only sent here for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He ain't sent to no white woman. Go ahead.
Then came she and worshiped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dog.
Cast it to the what?
To the dog.
So the white woman called, Yahawashi called this white woman a what?
A dog.
A bitch. You understand? What's a female dog? A bitch. You understand?
That's right.
That's in the Bible. Everybody love to say, I can't imagine the people in the Bible calling women a bitch. You understand? Using that kind of language. Yahawashi called this woman and her race of people dogs.
That's right.
You understand? Read it again.
But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dog.
It's not good. That's what that word meat means. It's not good to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. You understand? Christ referred to her and her whole race as dogs. Read on.
And she said, truth, Lord.
So she said what?
Truth, Lord.
She said true. So you understand? She said true. She's admitting that she's a dog. She's acknowledging that she's a heathen. She's just saying, true enough, I'm a dog. Me and my people, we dogs. Read on.
Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs from which fall from the master's table.
But the dogs eat from the crumbs that fall from the master's table. Read on.
Then Yahawashi answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith.
Go ahead.
Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that.
Now, Christian will read all of this, ignore all that we just read, and will focus on that last part that he just read. You understand? And say that Christ healed the woman. So Christ ain't racist. Christ, he loves everybody. He healed this woman. Why did Yahawashi heal the woman? Go ahead.
So because she acknowledged that she was a dog.
She was acknowledged that he's a dog. You understand? Now, they'll look at this scripture and say, that didn't say that. It said because she had faith in Jesus, she was healed. Go ahead.
But it says, he said, so she's talking to him and said, but the dog eat the crumbs that fall from the table. Then he said, okay, now you got faith. So it wasn't until she said that is when he said you got faith.
That's true. I'm gonna give y'all, in case a Christian try to come up against y'all trying to say, you understand, try to say that it was because of her faith and belief in Yahawashi, which is why she got healed. Go to Mark 7. You understand? And this is the one where you also find out that she's a white woman. Nah, 7 and 25. You understand? This is Mark's account. This is Mark's account. Same. This is the same story. It's just telling you from the perception of Mark.
Mark 7 and 25. A certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him and came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek.
Was a what?
A Greek.
A what?
A Greek.
The woman was a Greek. This was a white woman. Go ahead.
A Syrophoenician by nation, and she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter.
Read on.
But Yahushua said unto her, let the children first be filled, for it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it into the dogs.
It's the same exact story. You understand?
That's right.
Read on.
And she answered and said unto him, yes, Lord. Same story.
Same story. Now, there's a reason why I'm taking you to show you this one. Read on.
Yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumb.
So that was her reply. She acknowledged she was a dog. She called herself a dog and said the dogs, and she called Yahushua master.
That's right.
Even if the white woman or white man receives any kind of mercy, first of all, Yahushua healing this woman's daughter is not salvation. You understand? That's just Yahushua healing this woman's daughter. But for heathens, especially the white man, to receive any small bit of mercy, they're going to have to acknowledge that they are dogs and we the masters over them. You understand? That's where the boot kisses come in. That's what the boot kiss. Yahushua had the same spirit. You understand? Read on.
And she answered and said unto him, yes, Lord. Yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumb. And he said unto her, for this saying, go thy way, the devil is gone out of thy daughter. And when she was come to her house.
Wait a minute, read that verse again.
And he said unto her, for this saying, go
for what?
For this saying.
For this what?
Saying.
So why did Christ heal her?
For this saying.
You understand? For this saying. For what she said and what she acknowledged. You understand? That was the faith that she had. Her acknowledging that he was the master and she was a dog. For that saying, go ahead.
Go thy way, the devil is gone out of thy daughter. So
that's why Yahushua healed the woman, not because of, she had faith in Jesus Christ and believed on Jesus. You understand? Her daughter was healed because she acknowledged her position on earth. She acknowledged her role as a heathen on earth. You understand? All right, so you need more of these precepts? How many you got? What you got? What all you got?
Deuteronomy 76, 2 Ezra 6, 54 through 59, Romans 9, 4 and 13, Zechariah 1 and 15.
All right, go to Acts 5 and 30.
What is this?
The brother's question was, he wanted scriptures to show that the Bible is only for Israel.
Acts 1 and 15.
5 and 30.
Acts 5, chapter 5, verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up Yahushua, whom he slew and hanged on a tree.
You understand? Slew and hang on the tree, meaning the cross. You understand? He wasn't hung like how you see it today by his neck. He was not hung like that. He was hanging on the tree, meaning, you understand, the wood of the cross was referred to as a tree. And he was hung up on that cross and suffocated. You understand? That's how he died. He was suffocated to death. Read on.
Him hath God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel.
To the white man.
To Israel.
To the Chinese man.
To Israel.
To all nations.
To Israel.
To give repentance to Israel. You understand? Read on.
And forgiveness of sins.
And forgiveness of sins. You understand? Christ didn't come to forgive the whole earth, forgive the white man of enslaving blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we all live up in heaven, on the same accord. If the white man don't want you in his rulership now, what make you think we're gonna get along in heaven? You understand? He gonna enslave us, and we going in slavery again in heaven, if he going to heaven with us to the kingdom, go ahead.
Why would we want to be around the white man after all the stuff he done did to us down here?
Damn right. You understand? Why would we even want to be in the same rulership as a so-called white man when we ain't even received justice? You understand? We ain't received justice for nothing that he done to us. You understand? Read on. And today, I'm gonna get into this article that's gonna even, you understand, further validate reasons why you should not get along with the white man. That the white man don't want us to be around him at all. You understand? Read on. Well, wait a minute, was that it on that? Yeah. All right, so give me Psalms 147, 19 and 20. This will be the last one. Y'all got any other questions? All right, I'll take them after this scripture. Yeah, 19. You understand? This is my go-to scripture. When anybody tries to say that the Bible is, you understand, a white man's book, you understand, try to say that the white man used the Bible on us against slavery. First of all, the Bible was not written to the white man. When you deal with any book, the book has a specific person or people that it was written by, and they got a specific target audience that it was written to. This scripture right here proves who the Bible was written to. You understand? And it changes the whole context of the Bible with this one scripture.
Psalms 147, verse 19. For he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So
he showed his word, meaning he showed the scriptures to Jacob. His statutes and his judgment, meaning he showed the laws and a judgment for breaking those laws to Israel, the nation of Israel. Read on.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
He have not dealt so with any other nation, man. You understand? He only dealt with the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read on.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
The other nations, the heathens, ain't known the Most High's judgments. Read on.
Praise ye the Lord.
Praise the Most High. You understand? So you know what I'm saying, you good on that. I'll give you some more another time. Just ask.
I just had like
all right.
So I was looking at like the Queen's Guard. So you see how they got the little hat on their head?
The Queen's Guard?
Yeah.
What's that?
The people that don't move and be around the Queen of England.
Okay, yeah.
See how they had this like afro kind of?
Yeah.
So I looked up like the first Queen's Guard. Mm-hmm. They said it was King Charles II, I think. Mm-hmm. And he was the son of King James I.
Right.
So what King James was the Bible written from?
King James, the one that translated the Bible.
Yeah.
That's King James the First and the Sixth. He was the first of, I believe, Scotland, and the sixth of England.
Okay, so when it says first, it doesn't mean like his son is sixth. It doesn't mean like that.
Nah, that's talking about the sixth king of that land, the first king of that land.
So King Charles was black.
Yes, his son was black.
So guards are basically mimicking afros.
Maybe, yeah. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? It's a reach to say that, but maybe if you can find some validity to it, then yeah.
I mean, it said King Charles was the first one to have the guards.
Oh yeah.
And so it said his father was King James I.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, you got a son, Junior.
Nah. King James the First, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it do mean that, but when you see like King James the First and the Sixth, that's talking about, the king. He was the sixth. It's either one of the two kingdoms is Scotland and England. I forget which one is sixth and which one is first. But he was the first of one of them lands and the sixth of the other one. You understand? Sometimes you will see like King James III. That could mean he's the third son. You just got to, trace the line up and you'll be able to tell. But Charles, you said Charles the what? Was his son?
Yeah, Charles the Fourth, I think, or something.
Yeah, he was a black man. You understand?
So those guards were most likely black.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, it could have been white too. Remember, the King James wasn't the truth. He just a rich black man that's a king. The same way like Michael Jordan got security, he ain't like, okay, all my security guards gonna be black. You understand? He got white security guards too. He ain't even the truth or nothing like that. Go ahead.
Because I heard somewhere you know, I watch a lot of you know, Game of Thrones stuff they got to do with over there.
Mm-hmm.
And the women got those bells. They said that they was mocking the Queen of England because she was a black woman with like a big butt.
You talking about them
Bells under the dress.
yes, yeah.
So that's why I was looking at the Queen's guards, like if they mocking a black guy with afro, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you have to research it, but that dress thing is them mimicking black women though. That's true. But the afro thing, you have to research that. I don't know too much about that. Anything else?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
It's about it's in the book of Zechariah.
All right.
It was talking about Solomon when he was Zechariah. No. Nehemiah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Nehemiah. It's about the when he was talking about the Jews was speaking half the language of these other nations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm let's go to and read 13 and 23. It said, I can verse 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Asher, of Ammon, and of Moab.
Mm-hmm.
And their children spoke half the speech of Asher and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people.
Mm-hmm.
And I continued with them, and cursed them, and smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair,
Mm-hmm.
and made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons,
Mm-hmm.
nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Did not, verse 26, did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, is way of saying did not Solomon swear sin by these things?
Mm-hmm.
Was the sin the Solomon dealing with the other nations' wives,
Mm-hmm.
or was the sin them not speaking the language?
Nah.
Or both?
Read it again. Read that part where it mentions Solomon. Read the part before it mentions Solomon.
All right. And I continued with them. I contended with them,
Mm-hmm.
and cursed them, and smote certain of them.
And he put his hands on some of them.
Yeah, he put his hands on, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by God, saying,
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons,
Right.
nor take their daughters unto your sons,
Right.
or for yourselves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
So what was Solomon's sin?
By taking the daughters unto their sons.
Yeah, that was Solomon's sin. When you read that scripture that he quoting in Deuteronomy 7:3, you understand. When you read on down, it'll tell you that you will start to follow their culture. You'll start to follow their God. When you read that scripture in Deuteronomy 7. Go ahead.
So according to this, is it not? Because that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That they was, the whole argument started because they wasn't speaking the language,
Right.
too. So I was thinking, was that part of the sin too, that they weren't able to speak the language?
Yeah, that got to do with some of it, but the whole point is he got heathen women. If he would have got some Israelite women, the language thing wouldn't have been no issue. The only reason that that's an issue is because he married heathens in the first place. They married heathens in the first place, just like Solomon did. Like even if them heathens spoke Hebrew, it would still be an issue. Go ahead.
27 says, transgress against our God and marry strange wives.
There you go. Read that part.
Shall we then hearken unto you to do all the great evil, to transgress against our God and marry strange wives?
There you go. You understand it? The language thing, he mentioned that because it's just dishonorable to not know your language. You understand? Be able to learn it. You understand? Like you ain't gotta learn that language, but if you're sitting up here putting the language that you know above your original language, that's a problem. See what I'm saying? All right, so anything else?
Yeah, mine's in Zechariah 11 and 5 through 8.
Okay.
But basically, like from 5 to like 6,
Okay.
I think that's referring to us being in captivity.
All right, go ahead and read it.
Whose possessors say them, Zechariah 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Read a verse above.
Verse 4. Thus say the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
So whose possessors slay them, talking about who? The heathens. The heathens, the so-called white man, possess us and he slays us and holds himself not guilty. Read on.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. For I will select. This says that right there. And their own shepherds pity them not. Is that the so-called black leaders?
Yeah, the shepherds.
Right.
Yeah, that's the black leaders.
Okay. Verse 6. For I will no more pity inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver the men, every one into his neighbor's hand, into the hand of his king, and they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them. And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me.
What was your question there?
Right here.
All right.
And I took unto me 2 staffs. The one I called beauty, and the other I called bands, and I fed the flock. What is that talking about?
One I took my staff, even beauty. Where you see that?
Verse 7. And I will feed the flock of the slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staffs. The one I called beauty, and the other I called bands, and I fed the flock. That's the only part I don't get. I get the 5 and 6.
Okay. It's talking about the tables turning. I'm not too sure why it's using beauty and bands. Didn't you ask this question, General Muhammad, this question a while back?
No, I didn't ask this.
Thought I heard somebody ask this question. I forgot the breakdown.
It do sound familiar though.
Yeah. Forget the breakdown, but I forgot why it's beauty and I forgot why you're using 2 words, beauty and bands. But basically, the table's gonna get turned. The poor gonna get fed, and the rich is gonna go into captivity. That's basically what it's saying. I'm not too sure why it's saying beauty and bands though. Anything else? All right, so you got that article. All right, so I got this article, right? This article is called what's it called? Like how our ghettos were created or something like that.
How we built the ghetto.
How we built the ghettos, right? Everybody looks at black people in the projects like they just a scum of the earth. They don't want to work. You understand? Why don't they apply themselves? Y'all hear this stuff all the time. You understand? I'm sure you said it before. in the world, being in the world. You understand? Why they just don't get a job and work? They in the ghetto, all they want to do is leech off the government. You understand? This article is going to explain why we even got in the ghettos. You understand? Read it. Yes.
God, we built the ghettos.
First of all, let me say this first. There's something called the Homestead Act. The Homestead Act that allowed white people to come over here granted, meaning they were given grants to come here. They were getting paid to come here. You understand? And they were given land so that America could be a country. They needed people to farm the land. So they was basically like, look, we got this from such and such money. We got this land. We just need you to come over here. We're going to pay for your shipping and all that. You just come over here and you receive this land. You understand? The children of them white people say that black people are lazy. How are we lazy when, you understand, your forefathers didn't work at all to get this land? You understand? You can look it up. It's called the Homestead Act, where white people received grants from the government and was given land, and that's how they children inherit wealth now. This is why we inherit poverty. This article going to explain it. Read it.
Yesterday, a proposal of Paul Ryan's remarks on inner city poverty, a culture that doesn't value work. I wrote about the policy that went into building our inner cities and depriving whole communities of wealth and opportunity. So
this is about black people who live in inner cities and how our communities have been deprived from wealth. You understand? We ain't end up in the projects being poor and on drugs because we just like that. You understand? It was done by design. You understand? It was done by, couldn't help but to be like that. And that's why the white man is getting such a punishment that he's getting.
Right.
Read on.
Likewise, at MSNBC, Ned Resnefkoff wrote an excellent piece on the wide income and wealth disparities between blacks and whites. So this devil, he writes an article about the differences of wealth between blacks and whites. Go ahead. In 1984, he writes, the white to black wealth ratio was 12 to 1. Was what? 12 to 1. The white to black ratio was 12 to 1. Who can explain what that's saying? Go ahead.
12 white people compared to 1?
Yeah. It's 12 white people. Right. It's 12 rich white people to every one black poor person. You understand? Read on. But over the next 14 years, the wealth gap began to grow once again until it had skyrocketed up to 19 to 1 in 2009. In 2009. All of this is because of how they plotted on forcing us into ghettos, you understand, during the 30s, 1930s. Read on. A large part of this he explains, has everything to do with the housing discrimination. Disparities in home ownership are a major driver of the racial wealth gap, according to a recent study from Brandeis University. Read on. According to the authors of the report, redlining a form of discrimination in banking or insurance practices. So it said redlining, right? Who knows what redlining is? It's going to explain it. Go ahead. I'd say blackballing. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was on blackballing. It wasn't necessarily blackmailing, but they basically redlining was they deprived black people from getting loans, from getting anything that would help you get any kind of wealth. You understand? Offering credit, all of that. They denied black people that systematically, because what they would do is they would target specific geographics and cities, knowing that only black people live there. Read on. Discriminatory to credit and lower incomes that block the home ownership path of African Americans while creating and reinforcing communities segregated by race. You understand? So the white man always wanted us to be segregated. That's why even now you don't see black people as a whole living amongst white people. You still see it segregated. There's a reason for that. You understand? Read on.
In my earlier piece, I alluded to these policies and practices, but didn't describe them. But it's worth taking the time to do exactly that, given the extent to which they were a huge influence on the housing landscape of the United States.
Read on.
And key to creating the ghettos and housing projects that litter our inner cities. Obviously, this won't be comprehensive, so consider it an introduction to these issues.
Go ahead.
It says redlining is the practice of denying key services like home loans and insurance.
So we were denied these things, home loans and insurance. We were denied these things. When you read later on in this article, it may be another article I read too. What they was doing was the white man would, you understand, charge black people a low down payment. It would be like a few $100s at the most. And then once we bought into that house, once we paid that down payment, he would then up the payment to where we couldn't afford it. And then we would get evicted, and he would just keep doing that to black people. And that's how he would get his money, by making them pay them down payments, kicking them out, getting another family in, make that down payment, that small down payment, kick them out, doing that over and over again. Read on.
Or increasing their costs for residents in a defined geographical area. In theory, this could be used against anyone. In reality, it was almost exclusively a tool to force blacks and other minorities into particular geographic areas. The practice began with National Housing Act of 1934.
That's when it first started. You understand? It was called what? The National Housing Act that was passed in 1934. Go ahead.
That's the first project.
Yeah, that's when they started. That's when they started getting into project housing,
which established the Federal Housing Administration as well as the Federal Home Loan Bank Board. It was the agency which created residential security maps for several cities to determine the safety of real estate investments in selected areas.
Read on.
You should already see where this is going. Existing black neighborhoods were lined as unsafe and thus ineligible for financing. For prospective property owners, this was terrible. Absent cash on hand, there was no way to afford a home or business in your area. What's more, blacks were all but barred from entering.
So now, we were barred from entering white neighborhoods. Not that we want to be in white neighborhoods, but the illusion that white people and white America creates for us is that everybody is treated the same. Everybody has the same access to everything, and everything is equal. This is America. Yeah, you were slaves back then, but now you ain't slaves, so what you gonna do? The reason you in the ghetto is because you ain't applying yourself. You understand? That's what they say to us. This article proves that we were barred from even moving into white neighborhoods, even if we wanted to or didn't want to. We have no choice. You understand? So when you see people in the projects, living in the projects now, it's because their forefathers was in the projects too. The same reason you see white rich people is because their forefathers was white rich people. You understand? You had your hand up?
Yes, a lot.
Go
So
ahead.
the reason for black people to really want to be in those neighborhoods was the allure was that, they're gonna get better housing, better credit, loans and stuff like that. But the whole time it was just a plan to they had a bigger plan to keep them out of it.
There you go. And also, what they was doing is it was so many of us trying to move in one geographic location that the property value will become more expensive because there's so many people trying to get there. So we will be paying rents, you understand, extra, double the amount that we can afford. And white people, on the other hand, will be paying, you understand, for better houses because nobody can get there if they wanted to because they blocked everybody out. They was paying regular price rents. You understand? And that's why the ghettos started to look like the slums, because we can't keep it up. You understand? The government not financing those geographic locations, but they financing the white locations. Read on. Go ahead.
So you saying like where the ghettos are at now, the black people wanted to move in that area, or
They had no choice. Their parents had no choice. That's why they did. You didn't like black people didn't just wake up in the suburbs and say, "Well, let's go move in the projects." They was born there because their parents lived there.
like you were saying something about how the everybody moves from one place.
That was what they was doing was everybody would try to move in that place because they had no choice. So they would run the price of it up because everybody can't live here. At the same time, you're giving them no choice to live anywhere else. You're denying them loans. You understand? You deny them everything to get a home outside of this one neighborhood. So if they go there, they gotta pay the rent regardless. And plus, a lot of us was coming out of sharecropping. So it wasn't that we weren't trying to work. We came to like the industrial parts of America, like the North, the Midwest, and the East Coast. We came to those sections of America trying to work, trying to find work. Like Detroit, like Chicago, St. Louis. You understand? All of those places, we came up there trying to find work. But when we got up there, it's like, okay, y'all can't live up here with us. We gonna push y'all into this one geographic location. And from that point, prices went up. They refused, like the government refused to pick up trash in those neighborhoods. You understand? And that's how the neighborhood started. It's not because black people are just messy and black people don't care about nothing and black people this and black people that. It's because of the white man, which is why we live in those conditions. Literally, it was done by design. Go ahead.
I mean, my grandmama told me one time. She said, she lived. I used to live up north too, and she told me that. She said the difference between white people up north and white people down south is that the white people up north don't mind you getting big as you want to be, but they don't want you living around them, being amongst them. The white people down south don't mind you living amongst them, but they don't want you bigger than them. He said that's the difference between the white people up north and the white people down south.
Which is really the same thing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that like the same thing like how they want to help people with hurricane? Like they get all this money to go help Texas.
Exactly. Yeah, like America is not broke. You understand? America is striving. So even if you have black people living over here and white people living over here, both their neighborhoods should look the same. But because you got so-called low income and black people live in those quote unquote low income places, the government won't fund them because they black. Because they want to put a propaganda out there that black people are just, wherever they move, they just turn the neighborhoods into trash. When if you understand, extract any kind of wealth from a community, it's gonna look like that.
What's more, blacks were all but barred from entering white neighborhoods, if not by restrictive racial covenants, which forbid property sales to African Americans and other minorities.
So they wouldn't half the time they wouldn't even sell us property because we was black.
Then by violence and intimidation.
And then you got violence and intimidation. It was the physical systematic tactics that they would use to try to keep us in one place, or it would be like the terrorist attacks. You understand, the riots that white people would cause that would you understand, shake us up to where we were scared to live amongst them or try to move out of that neighborhood. Go ahead.
In Chicago, for instance, anti-black riots were a regular part of public life. Here's an Arnold Hirsch, author of Making the Second Ghetto, Race and Housing in Chicago from 1940 to 1960. On July 28, 1957, a crowd of 6,000 to 7,000 whites attacked 100 black picnickers who occupied a portion of the park that had previously been reserved for whites. Though blacks had used the park in the past, they were customarily restricted to certain portions of it.
So this is white people would riot against us saying we don't want y'all around. So that will also make us want to, okay, we just stay in the ghetto then, which is cool. We not like the solution to this ain't, okay, let us move around y'all. That ain't the solution. You understand? Again, I'm only showing you this article to show you the hypocrisy of America saying that feed everybody the same, everybody's treated the same, we all created equal, yet you got white people causing riots because black people are around it. It shows you that America everybody ain't treated the same. Everybody ain't equal. Go ahead.
So from the 30s to now, when did people stop forgetting about? Because I'm pretty sure they knew what was going on.
When you say they, who?
Like black people in the 30s and 40s, like they don't know exactly what's going on, but they had an idea that white people didn't like them.
Mm-hmm.
They should be separate.
Right.
When did, I guess, Martin Luther King?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when they just forgot about what just happened?
Yeah, Martin Luther King basically, he made them fight for a fight that didn't really benefit them. Martin Luther King roused people up to say, okay, we ain't gonna take this no more. We want equality. Because we live in these ghettos, and because we got these poor schools, and because we got this poor this and this poor that, we wanna be equal with the white man. Anything the white man get, we want too. And Martin Luther King pushed that propaganda and basically wanted our people to integrate with the white man, and that's how we got in the situation we in now.
So like,
Go ahead.
I think Martin Luther King, I understand his message,
Mm-hmm.
but he should have instead of asking to integrate with the white people to get equality, should have asked for just to benefit the community that we already live in.
Yeah.
To get more money in the communities that we instead of trying to, okay, we're gonna go be like them and go over there where they is. I think his message he was right about the message about, man, we need to be living better. We living in America and these folks, they got what they got. We need to have those same things. But at the same time, he forgot about his people in our community.
Yeah.
Because he never thought if we give all our money and start going to white establishments, what's going to happen to the black establishment?
Right.
And that's where he went wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
But his message of living, I ain't trying to like disagree with him, but from my point of view, his message of living good is their bathroom, not the one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like, okay, let's have our own bathroom. He was saying that Martin Luther King was like, he should have been my own bathrooms, but I don't want this poor looking thing. That's what he's saying he should have did. You understand? Which really, if we got poor schools and we got poor this and we got poor that, it's ours, regardless of what them books look like, regardless of what them bathrooms look like, regardless of anything of how they look, it's still ours, and we should have been satisfied. You understand? Because we was gonna come up anyway, regardless, because we the children of the Lord. You understand? White man, it's like if Martin Luther King was just a lustful bastard that didn't give a fuck about anybody but himself, and that's why he sold us out. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think from that day, from that time, in civil rights, it put a lot of people to sleep, like Obama did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think up to this point, what took over from there is all the drugs that was poured into our neighborhoods that kept a lot of us dumb. Because, I ain't gonna say dumb, but kept us asleep.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like they used that, and that opened so many other doors because it opened up the jails. Now the dads ain't around. Now the mothers is jumped out. So now the only thing the children had to do was look to the street.
Exactly.
So they had nowhere to turn. So then when you turn on the TV and white people use this propaganda to say like black niggas is this and this and that, and then they seeing it on TV, it looks like it's real.
Exactly. And plus you see it when you go there for yourself.
Right.
You see it, you know what I'm saying? For like, okay, we don't see it because we live it. Like we know the nigga that just shot bruh. So it's like the norm to us. But when white people roll through our neighborhoods, they scared to death because of what they seeing on TV, and they might see the brother on the corner selling dope, and it's like, oh my God, it's true. Whatever they showing me on TV is true. These people are, crazy. When they don't understand, it's all because of their government is why we like this. It's not because we black. Go ahead.
I don't know why I'm asking the question, but if they can look at that and say it's true, how come we can't look at what they did and say, oh, it's true? These motherfuckers crazy.
You talking about the white man?
Yeah, why we can't look at them like, dang, they for real killed all the Indians, and there's no more Indians walking around this place like, there's none. You just told me Tennessee is and all these names, well, this whole America is there.
Yeah, and you don't
see not one of them.
Right. You understand? We just got something called Stockholm. You understand? We got Stockholm syndrome. You understand? Read on.
More than 500 police were needed to calm the area after 2 days of disturbances. On the first day alone, at least 47 persons were injured and 60 to 70 cars stoned. Rioters spilled out of the park, attacked police officers, attempted arrest, and eventually placed the entire area between the nearby Trumbull Park homes and Calmet Park in turmoil. Police squadrons had to form a flying wedge to break through the crowd to rescue blacks besieged in the park.
So they showing you this to show how white people through riots was keeping us from buying homes, because all the homes was where they was. Read on.
In the late 1940s, he writes, there was one racially motivated bombing or arson every 20 days.
Every 20 days, there was a bombing or somebody or something getting set on fire. You understand? That's what an arson is. Something getting set on fire or bombing every 20 days to keep black people in the ghettos. Go ahead.
If I'm right, all these people who was doing this were Christians.
It's Christians. Thank you. All of them was Christians. You understand? Read on.
So this is war.
Exactly. It's war. That's what really it is.
It's war.
It's war. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, I'm just looking at this. It ain't settling in until after I read it. And I'm just looking at it like, man, they basically you're targeting a nation of people. No matter where they at, you inflicting physical harm to them. You already taking you cutting their finances. Then you're restricting them to a certain area to live, like a concentration camp. And then when they're so-called slipping, man, you bombing them and setting their stuff on fire. That's war.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Just full out. It really wasn't. This was the 60s.
Yeah, like 67 years.
This was my grandma living.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I be tripping. Like,
they seen this.
You understand? Like everybody say, forget about it. Like what's the time period? What's the time period to where I gotta forget about things? Yeah, there's no statutes and limitations on murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, when did 9/11 happen? What? Yeah, whatever it was. You understand? You can't tell them to forget about that though.
In short, relax in particular areas and then starve those areas for affordable cap, combined with widespread job discrimination, which barred blacks from public employment and forced them into low wage.
Now, where the rent is ridiculously high because everybody's there, and now you can't even get a job because they discriminating against you, and the jobs that you do have is minimum wage jobs. So now, then drugs come. Fuck this job. Fuck making $100, $200 a week. I'm finna sell this pack and get on. That's why black people ain't work. It's not because we lazy. We built this country for free. Our ancestors built this country for free. We ain't got a lazy bone in us. The white man is the one that's lazy. You understand? Like, that's why we selling drugs, because they first of all, they discriminated jobs. Then it's like, okay, we're gonna get these low income jobs that's not finna feed nothing, that's not finna pay for nothing. So I'm finna just flip this pack to get this money to pay them bills, or I'm just finna smoke the pack to forget about the bills. Read on.
You had neighborhoods that were impoverished by design.
You had what?
You had neighborhoods that were impoverished by design.
Because black people don't want to work.
By design.
Because black people are lazy.
By design.
Because the white man is the devil.
By
design, man.
That's right.
You understand? Read on.
Of course, at the same time of all this, there was a mass migration of African Americans from the South to the industrial cities of Midwest and Northeast. Some were poor, yes, but many were what we call working or lower middle class, and were still, and more still were prospective home buyers.
You understand? Like I said earlier, a lot of us came from the South. You understand? Coming up to these cities, we like, okay, what we got the paper, what's up? Read on.
In places like Chicago, white real estate agents, often with the sanction of local government, took advantage of their hope with a practice called contract buying. Contract buying.
It's also known as blockbustering. You understand? This is what I described earlier. Read on.
Here's Hirsch again. When selling a contract, the speculator offered the home to a black purchaser for a relatively low down payment.
Like I said, the white man will offer a home for low down payment, lower than normal. Go ahead.
Often several $100s would suffice.
You understand? No more than $1,000, no more than $900. Go ahead.
For bringing the home within the reach of the black purchaser, and however the speculator extracted a considerable price. In the Commission on Human Relations study, the percentage increase in the cost of the home from the speculator's purchase price to that of the black consumer range from a minimum of 35% to 115%.
So the down payment, let's say your down payment was $900. It would either range from 35%, meaning, okay, 35%, that's 0.35 times 900. And then that was one, and then it would go up to, say, what, 150%?
115, the average increase was 73%.
So, okay, 73%. So if you set up there and paid a down payment of $900, it said 75%, 73% will be added to that that down payment. You're thinking, okay, I can afford this. I'm gonna go and pay some more money on this. I can afford this down payment, and then 73%, boom, more. You understand? You can't afford the home. Read on.
This, it should be said, bears an eerie similarity to the targeted predatory lending of the last decade. I was just going to say.
What is? Read it again.
This, it should be said, bears an eerie similarity to the targeted predatory lending of the last decade.
What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say that at the end of this article, this whole system, this ain't nothing new.
Exactly.
Like they took this system and they used the same system during that housing bubble. I was in that. Like I was like this. I had one foot in the door. I'm gonna share this because I feel like it suits. Me and my rib was killing ourselves to go to them. What they do, especially if you never had a house, they do a first home buyers program. You did that? All right, you go to this class for about a month. They teach you all this bull stuff, all this crap about the ins and outs of housing, getting inspections. Some of it is good education, but the whole thing is just a government-funded thing you have to go through. What they would do is they would pay your down payment. You basically pick what kind of house you want, how much it costs. Man, they had us looking at $200,000 houses, and I know damn well we don't afford it.
Right.
And then they was telling you like, oh, you can afford a lot of homes. What they weren't telling you is there's two types of different loans. There's a fixed rate loan, and then there's another loan that balloon payment is called. You have to get the fixed rate. A lot of people weren't being told this. The fixed rate is where they can't move it on you. It's not gonna move. The balloon payment is where you pay a little bit of nothing at the beginning, just like what we just
Right.
was everybody did that balloon jacked up. What happened is when the banks call in they from when these companies call in their loans from the banks.
Second. No sleep. We got piss or something.
Hey,
What's up? Yeah, class.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, what messed everybody up during that 2008 thing is that all these places called in, the banks called they loan back.
Mm-hmm.
So if you couldn't afford all that up front, you had to get it. You got evicted.
Got evicted.
So everybody got foreclosed. So
Yeah.
that's when Obama came up with all these different programs for you to get in. But by that time, man, people were homeless.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the same type system.
Yeah. Being ran
Because they
again.
knew for the majority of the people who would be affected.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of
It was us. There you go. Go ahead.
And around the time that Obama came in to try to help, so-called help
Right.
the people, 50% of the homeowners, black homeowners in America was homeless. They had lost them houses. So it was too late for him to, even try to do anything. It happened so fast.
Right.
And it was too late for him. And then what we seeing right now is the repercussions of that.
Exactly.
What we seeing right now, the gentrification and everything,
Mhm.
that's how they end up stealing, because that's what happened. They stole all them houses.
Exactly.
They stole. I can look and see my neighborhood and see where they stole a whole neighborhood of
Right.
people. It used to, like Edge Hill, that was all black.
It was. I know.
All through Edge, that was all black. From E.S. Rose to Seville Park.
Right.
It was all black.
Right.
There's not one black person down there.
Nah.
All white people.
Except for that damn strip where except for that little block of projects where don't
Yeah.
too many people live there no more.
And they knocked down all the houses to where black people can't move back in. They
Right.
knocked down the houses and built $500,000 houses, $700,000 houses up there. So I mean that's the whole plan. So black folks can move back in the neighborhood.
Go ahead. That's right though.
So they tearing out projects to build condos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where we gonna go? They're trying to push us out in the country.
Anywhere but wherever the hell they don't want us at. You can drop dead for now. They was robbing this exactly what moved more black people in with them low payments, them low down payments, and they would end up getting evicted. Move more in, end up getting evicted. You're gonna see. Watch.
This should be said bears an eerie similarity to the targeted predatory lending of the last decade. Of course, it was dramatically worse. Tenants had no equity in their homes until the terms of the contract were fulfilled, and speculators could evict tenants for missing a payment, regardless of their history. At least one speculator, notes Hearst, was able to retrieve more than 150% of his investment in a year.
He got 150% of his he got all his money back plus more. You understand? In a year, because he kept moving people in, evicting them once they missed one payment, moving people in, evicting knowing they can't afford it, evicting them, moving them in, and he made his money back in a year plus more.
If I may,
Go ahead.
read this next
Yeah.
line, just about to tell you. His name is Hearst. By evicting I'm gonna read the whole thing. Hearst was able to retrieve more than 150% of his investment in a year by evicting those who missed installments and collecting successive down payments.
You understand? Read on.
And there was no recourse unlike their white counterparts who in the 1940s and 50s could take advantage of the GI Bill. Blacks couldn't obtain conventional financing or subsidized loans. Contact lending was the only option, and it amounted to large-scale and sanctioned wealth theft.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Wealth theft. You understand? Is there any more?
Yeah, it's about 2, 3 more paragraphs.
So
Go ahead.
and that's what black wealth is. Through black wealth, we generate wealth through our houses.
That's anybody's wealth.
Yeah, that's the, and when you take away our houses, we have no wealth.
You mean like property or the house itself?
Yeah, the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. So you when you take away that, I mean, especially for a black person, you take away housing from a black person. That's almost everything. We don't got no businesses and stuff. Like
Nah,
that.
that's right.
So the house is all we got.
Yeah, house. Everything.
Yeah.
Everybody live in that house.
Yeah, and you got right. You got two. You might even got 2-3 generations in there.
In that house.
You know what I'm saying?
And that house I already paid for from when grandma lived there.
Gone.
So when you lose that house, them people out in the streets now. It's every man for themselves. That's when that temptation of drugs come in, stripping come in, prostituting come in, pimping come in. Anything any crime that'll pay you, that's when that temptation come in. That's why it's important that we separate ourselves from people, you understand, for the situation that they in. We point the finger people. Right now, you blaming black people, the Christian church, the Christian leaders, politicians saying that black people need to do this and that, you understand? And they, you know, light on living like this. You understand? That's why the I.S.U.P.K is important, because we shed light on who the real devil is in the earth.
Related to this was blockbusting. Remember, many of these cities face housing shortages due to the large number of black migrants. Connected by the prospect of black neighbors and facilitated by highways and subsidized mortgage loans, countless whites left the city for the suburbs. They were pushed along by the unscrupulous realtors who encouraged blacks to move into the white areas or create the appearance of transition, sparking an exodus and driving down prices. Once completed, more respectable realtors converted the homes and apartments into multi-family dwellings, cramming large groups into row houses meant for a handful of people. In one open apartment, writes Hurst, the space that were rented to one white family at $25 per month was able to house 3 black families at $100 per month.
You see that? Go ahead.
So it just showed how white people got to the suburbs and how black people got into
It was cheaper for them.
Yeah.
It was cheaper for them for living. They would pay lower rates to live in them big houses like they do now, and we would have to pay even more just to live in the projects, in the ghettos. Read on.
So, Lucky, I just want to say something I think is key.
Go ahead.
They did some small crap to up the price. It said they
Hold on, Salah.
yeah.
Salah, Lord Christ.
It was
Salah, you say again? You need what officer? Hold on. Let me put all this on you. All right, go ahead.
Um, oh, I was just saying that a trick they used to up the price was they converted the homes and apartments into multi-family dwellings. So like, I bet money they just added something simple like maybe one room,
Yeah,
and then they up the price on it.
yeah. They would see all these people living there, and they would up the price just because all these people living there. Go ahead.
Uh, um, okay. Blockbuster inspired tremendous violence and anti-black sentiment.
Tremendous what?
Tremendous violence and anti-black sentiment.
Go ahead.
Sentiment.
That comes that as your gang banging. And why can't black people just get along? Read on.
Especially from working class whites who are often outbid by blacks but couldn't afford suburban housing outside the city. What's more, it along with contract buying and the destruction of tax base, helped create the perception that blacks should often be responsible for the deterioration of a neighborhood. All of these tools and approaches were facilitated by the federal government and its partners at the state and local level. For decades, it was a project of Democrats and Republicans who worked to appease a white supremacist majority and often shared their assumptions. There you go. Democrats and Republicans are the same.
Mm-hmm.
This continued into the 1960s and arguably never stopped. Public housing projects, for instance, were placed in these segregated, depressed neighborhoods as a compromise with the conservatives who opposed them outright.
You understand? It was done by design while we living in these ghettos, man. It's not because we black and we don't apply ourselves and we don't go to college and this and whatever. You understand? The ultimate reason in the scriptures is because we curse. You understand? If you want to get down to the real problem, it's because we curse from the Lord. You understand? But even after that, we can get these curses up off of us. Go ahead.
This in turn ensured concentrated poverty and all its attendant problems, as well as bad schools and poor public services. The Fair Housing Act of 1968 was meant to tackle all of this, but a YAHANNA Jones detail for ProPublica, it saw sporadic enforcement, if that. After half a century or more, it's not hard to see how we get here from there. When you prevent a whole class of people from building wealth, accessing capital, or leaving impoverished areas, you guarantee cultural dysfunction and deep generational poverty. When it comes to inner city poverty, we built that.
You understand? That's how we in the condition we in now. You understand? It's because it was done by design. All right. So with that, y'all got any other questions? Go ahead.
So this is for America, right?
Yeah.
So, but I know it's like, ghettos around the world.
Right.
So we think something similar, how they got in the same position, maybe?
Nah, because remember, America is not other places. America has the funding to make sure everybody's good. Other countries just don't have it. Like nobody should be homeless in America. You know what I'm saying? Because of the finances that America got. Nobody should be homeless. It's plenty of land that's not occupied that plenty of people can live on. The churches, like let's leave out the white man and let's just focus on us being, leaders. Like we can take care of ourselves. Even though it would be humane for the white man to take care of us, we did build this stinking country for nothing. It would be humane for you to at least make sure none of us is homeless and all of us are fed. But let's just take him out of the picture and focus on black leaders. You understand? We got the money to live comfortably. It's just the black leaders without the white man. Without the white man, period, black people in America, just the tribe of Judah, we are like the third richest people on the earth. It's either the third or the ninth. Either way, we top 10 rich, we the richest people on earth. Just Black America. So we can live and be a whole nation by ourselves without the white man. The reason that that's not the case is because one, the white man caused it, and two, our leaders sell us out. Your Oprah Winfrey's and your Jay-Z's and your Michael Jordans got the money to, like, okay, resources in the world, they ain't infinite. Like, somebody has a big portion, more than they should, and that leaves poor people. You understand what I'm saying? It's a balance. You understand? Like, the earth's resources ain't like unlimited. Some people, if somebody is extremely rich, the next person is going to be extremely poor. If somebody is extremely poor, the next person is going to be extremely rich. Oprah has our money that belongs to the nation. Jay-Z had, go ahead.
Does that mean you don't support them? Like you don't buy Jay-Z albums?
I mean, yeah, Black people should do that, but if you sit up there and say, I ain't going to support Jay-Z albums, I mean,
You shouldn't support nobody.
I mean, it's not going to make a difference just because you do it. Like, Black people will have to come together as a collective and starve people like Jay-Z, mainly the Christian church. That's the real issue.
They got more money than
They got more money than Jay-Z. You understand? I think it's what, like $400 billion the Christian church done collected since the 80s. And you got these churches in Black neighborhoods that look like crap. Go ahead.
So like, and a lot of those churches, they got a lot of churches who own prime real estate too.
Yeah.
I mean, prime real estate. So where they, I mean, if you tear the church down, you can build an apartment complex.
Thank you. A shelter or something.
Yeah.
Use the damn church as a shelter if you got to.
You remember on Walking Dead when they were trying to get in the church?
Yeah. And a damn, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. The damn Black preacher, that's ironic as hell. You know what I'm saying? That's ironic as hell. But yeah, if you just take the white man out of the picture and just focus on our leaders, we still could survive. We don't need the white man. We can still survive, but because those leaders sell us out for the white man, that's why we starving like we is. All right, so anything else?
Yeah, so if I come across like a Black preacher, I'm like, what should I say to him? Like,
I mean, you just treat him like any other brother.
okay, all right.
You treat anybody, any black Hispanic, and Native American, that's our people. You treat them all the same.
I should be like, break yourself, come on, make money.
Nah, I wish. I wish we can go around robbing all the damn churches. I wish. We go goddamn rob on that day they take that money and put it in the bank. My granddaddy used to do. My step granddaddy used to do that. Nah, he was a deacon. And he would take, I would be sitting in the car. He would take all that money from, you know what I'm saying, understand, tithes and all of that. He would take it to a bank, keep it in his little, you know what I'm saying, purse, pouch thing. And they'll take it on to the bank. And I seen like thousands and thousands of dollars in there. Go ahead.
So it's like, I mean, they like business.
Hell yeah, that's all. That's the only black business that remains.
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
They'll tell you that.
Yeah.
They'll tell you that. They'll tell you straight up, yeah, this is church, but it's a business.
That's like laundering money, bro.
Creflo Dollar said that he wants he would line black people up. He didn't say black people, but he just said people. We already know what he's talking about though. He said he would line people up. This is on YouTube too. He said he would line them up and spray them with Uzis because they don't if they don't pay their tithes. He said if you could do that, he would. Yeah, he was laughing.
10% they pay whatever they.
Yeah, I seen my grandma give like $400 to the church once.
It's like 80% of what
I'm like $400.
Somebody as you was grown or as you was young?
Nah, that's when I was young. Because they used to have this. They used to have like this paper, and you would like everybody would put what they pay in tithes on there on that paper, and like it was to make you feel bad if your name ain't on that piece of paper. Like you look at that piece of paper and you see sister such and such paid this, brother such and such paid this, and you will see everybody who can so-called contributing, and you'll be like, my name ain't on there, you know, and you would just feel like, you know what I'm saying, like crap, you know what I'm saying, and that's how they make you feel guilty to pay them tithes. But hell yeah, if we can rob them churches, I would be definitely, hell yeah, I'd be voluntary first to do that shit.
So,
Go ahead.
So the our main thing right now should be trying to close down these churches, like the one like they did in Texas.
Yeah.
Close down the churches and give them to give us the keys.
Hell yeah.
Over to the U.P.K.
Damn right. That would be it. You understand? That would be it. Like all them churches, all them people that's giving that money. You understand? They need to give all of that over to the I.S.U.P.K. Because the problem ain't money. The problem with black people ain't money at all. It's the money being given to sellout leaders. That's the problem. It's the leaders. All right. So with that, we end the class.